Are you overwhelmed of how much you don't know? Have you ever wondered why some people seem to master skills effortlessly while others struggle for so many years? Have you ever wondered why is it that some people are top performers in their industries? Why is it that some people thrive in their fields, in their industries, while others stay stagnant? Are you unknowingly sabotaging your journey to mastery by missing out on these steps? I want to share with you, I want to teach you what I called the protocol to move from ignorance to mastery. It's an ecosystem. And this ecosystem on how to move from ignorance to mastery is made up of 7 steps. And I will briefly explain this structure and how you can implement it. And literally, in a few months, you will see yourself rising as a top performer, as a top professional, as a thought leader in your industry. I have also spoken a lot about this in my new book, From Average to Remarkable. You can get it on Amazon or anywhere I'm speaking. You see, everybody should desire to experience and live a life of mastery in any industry. If you are a leader, you're a professional, you're an entrepreneur, one of your major goals in your industry, in what you are called to do, is to experience and live a life of mastery. Now, let me take you through this 7 step framework on how to go from ignorance in anything. If there is an area right now in your career, in your business, in your industry, where you feel that you are ignorant, take these steps right now and begin to implement them, and you will be amazed at how you will go from confusion, from ignorance, from inadequate knowledge to mastery. Number one, what I call curiosity activation. Curiosity activation. This is the step where you move from ignorance to interest. When you are ignorant about something, activate your curiosity. Move from being ignorant and turn that energy of ignorance to interest. Why? What is the goal? So that you can spark curiosity and the desire to learn. Anybody who can spark curiosity and has the desire to learn can always advance and experience mastery. So you begin to use the challenges and the difficulties you're facing in that thing that you are ignorant about to ask the right questions and get the right answers. When you're done with this, you go to step 2, which is awareness building. This is where you go from interest to contextual knowledge. Very important. You go from just being interested to seeking contextual knowledge. The goal here is that you establish that foundational understanding of the subject. In other words, you set out to acquire what is the basic information, what is the general knowledge about this thing I am ignorant about. So you begin to do some self assessment of your knowledge gaps in that area that you are ignorant about. You begin to engage in foundational resources like lectures and articles and experts. You begin to look for definitions, keywords, and their meaning. You begin to look for the journey of that topic from past to present and what they're talking about the future. You are gathering, foundational knowledge. You are moving from interest to contextual knowledge. When you have done that, you go to the next step. Step 3, probably one of the most important steps in this process, is strategic knowledge acquisition, SKA. So you move from just any kind of knowledge. Now you move from foundational knowledge or general knowledge to structured learning. Hear me very well. Structured learning. So the goal here is that you systematically fill the knowledge gaps you have identified with organized information, with structured information. You are very strategic. You are not just consuming everything. No, you are very strategic in what you're consuming. Here, I encourage people to use the 80-20 prioritization principle. That means they should focus on high value areas first. That means take 80% of your time and focus on what is the top 20% knowledge in this industry, in this sector, that if I know and become good at, it will advance my journey in this particular career. So you begin to leverage on diverse learning formats, like you buy particular books, you listen to particular experts on particular podcasts, you attend particular workshops, you take particular courses. The goal here is what? Structured learning. You can also participate in collaborative learning environments like study groups, online communities. You can go on LinkedIn, for example, and you search for any study groups on LinkedIn that are addressing that thing that you want to learn about. Go on LinkedIn right now. If there's an area that you are ignorant about, go type it on LinkedIn and click on groups. You'll be amazed at the number of tailored groups, specific structured groups of experts that share knowledge only around that particular area. After this, you now move to step 4, which I call deep understanding, where you move from structured learning to practice more of conceptual clarity. The goal here is that you want to achieve an intuitive grasp of key concepts and their applications. This is where now you are transitioning from really too much theory into documenting how you will, conceptualize and apply what you are learning. The goal here is that you achieve that intuitive grasp of key concepts and how these concepts are applied in your career or in your industry. So here you are also mastering how to explain the concepts you're learning in a way that anybody can understand. Because one sign that you have learned something or you are learning something so well is how you can explain to another person in a simple language. So here you are also pushing yourself to start looking at case studies and real world problems around the knowledge you're acquiring. When you begin to do this right now, you are transitioning to step 5, which is active experimentation. This is where you are moving from understanding the knowledge body to skill development, because you only develop skill when you experiment. You only develop skill when you apply what you've learned. When you read something, you don't develop skill by reading something. You develop skill by experimentation or by applying what you are reading. So the goal here is you are transitioning from theoretical understanding to practical competence. Let me say it again. In active experimentation, you are transitioning from theoretical understanding to practical competence. And this is where you have to encourage yourself to create a safe environment for experimentation. Be okay at failing. Be okay at messing up. Be okay at making mistakes. Remember, you are in the stage of active experimentation and nobody expects you to be perfect. Don't expect yourself to be perfect. Active experimentation. And when in this stage, document and reflect on failures and successes. Anything that happens at this stage is critical for your advancement. And as you're doing that, if possible, connect with peers and colleagues and mentors and industry professionals. Let them give you feedback on what you're experimenting. You will grow faster when you get feedback on your experiments. Number 6, one of my favorite stages in this process is iterative mastery. Iterative mastery. This is where now you're transitioning from active experimentation to excellence. This is where you are using deliberate practice to target weaknesses in any area you've discovered in order to improve your precision. That's the goal. You're targeting areas where you're weak, you don't have the right knowledge, you cannot apply effectively, and you begin to practice more to improve your precision. And here you're also establishing a lot of feedback loops, and you're continually adapting your strategies based on the feedback you're giving yourself and based on the feedback that others are giving you. So at this stage also, you are doing a lot of skill refinement. And while you're doing skill refinement, you are achieving peak performance at the same time, and you're also expanding your industry knowledge and, of course, your capacity and influence. After this, you go to point 7, which is impact multiplication. This is where you go from mastery to legacy. What does that mean? At this stage, you are scaling your expertise to influence others and to create systematic change. You are using what you have learned, what you have practiced based on the result you're able to achieve, because in the previous stage, you are already at the stage where you are producing results for yourself based on what you have learned. After that, right now, you start doing impact multiplication, because masters raise other people, masters teach other people. You cannot be called a master when you cannot disciple another person. That is why Jesus was fondly called Rabbi or Master. So you're going from mastery right now to legacy through impact multiplication. So scale your expertise to influence others and create systematic change. Also, innovate within the domain to push boundaries. True experts, true professionals in any industry contribute a new body of knowledge to that industry. For example, I am a recognized thought leader and expert in high performance coaching and peak performance and business and all of that. This framework I'm teaching you, you will not find it anywhere on Google. It's my framework I have created from experience and research and practice, and I've developed that. Oh, this is a framework that I have used myself and my clients have used, and they have gone from ignorance to mastery. And I think that I should share with people and they can learn. So this is me innovating within the domain where I operate. So to go from mastery to legacy or impact multiplication, you begin to innovate within that industry or the domain that you are operating in order to push boundaries. Here also, mentor others to multiply your impact. For example, this video is a mentorship platform, it's a mentorship tool. As you are listening, I am indirectly mentoring you. Also, in this process, build systems and tools and frameworks that enables your mastery to be repeated by others. For example, like this, my book, and of course, other books that I have written and other frameworks and other videos I have done. These are tools and these are systems and these are frameworks that I am documenting that which enables my mastery to be learned by other people and to be repeated by other people, and of course to be improved upon. Because when you learn something from another expert, as you begin to apply based on your unique experience and your unique terrain and your unique expertise and results you are getting, you can improve upon and also contribute to the body of knowledge. Ignorance is not your enemy. However, staying ignorant is your greatest enemy. Let me say it again. Ignorance is not your enemy. But when you decide to stay ignorant, that becomes your greatest enemy. I believe that with this roadmap, with this ecosystem, you have the power to move from where you are to the heights of mastery and influence if you pay the price and go through the process. This isn't just a roadmap, it is a life strategy for anything you want to learn. I guarantee you that. So apply these steps, and you will not only achieve mastery, but you will leave a legacy. Keep building. Cheers.